Wombat here, and this is Past Glory. So today we are going to take a look at the Epiphone SG Special. This is as basic as a guitar can get. Alright, so let's get straight into it. Mahogany body, bolt-on mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard, 22 frets, generic tuners, generic pickups, three-way selector switch, volume and a tone. That is all there is to this guitar. That's it, as basic as they come. These guitars were originally designed with the beginner in mind, which is why they're so basic. No bells, no whistles, really simple to use. And yeah, they often came in packs which included an amp and a gig bag. You know, that kind of thing, really aimed at the beginner market. But there are a few people out there that like these who've been playing for quite some years. So that's why I thought we'd have a look at them. So why would you buy one of these secondhand? Surely they're like super cheap, right? Well, yes, they are cheap, but these days the SG Special retails for around $300 to $350 in Australia, which is cheap. But for those guitar players, or want to be guitar players, who don't have a lot of cash, they might want to look at the second-hand market. This particular guitar, second-hand, cost $100. So that's a pretty significant saving, which is why you might go and look for one second-hand. But they really are basic, simple, no bells and whistles, really just to get into playing. So if you're going to look for one of these secondhand, what should you be looking for or looking at? Well, a couple of things. Firstly, there's no denying that Epiphone dropped the ball some years ago. The quality of instruments they were putting out weren't particularly high. There was some finishing issues. For instance, I've seen SG Specials with dyed rosewood fingerboards, so it looks more like ebony, but there'd be like streaks running down it, things like that. Neck joints that weren't quite what they should be. So they really dropped the ball. So if you're going to go second hand on an instrument like this, you want to make sure that you give it a good once over, because there are a few out there where it wasn't from a great era, you know, 4 or 5 years ago. Epiphone, no doubt, are back on the ball now and producing some great instruments. But you want to make sure you kind of miss that area if you can. If you can go a little bit before that, and this is one of them, this is about, I think, 2006, the production quality was much better. And of course, if you get one that's only a year or two old, then you're going to get one where the production quality is much better. So that's something worth looking at. The other thing with SGs of any kind that you want to look at for secondhand is the neck pocket. So in here, I don't know if you're going to be able to pick that up on the camera there, but in here where the neck joins the body, if it's been mistreated, dropped, not looked after particularly well, knocked around a bit, you'll often get cracks starting to appear in the neck joint. It's not the end of the guitar, so to speak, depending on how bad the crack is, but as little cracking as you can get, or no cracking at all, is probably what you're looking for in a guitar like this. So Is it worthwhile getting? I mean, you know, that's what we're all wondering now. Is it any good? So let's talk about the playing. The first thing that struck me with this particular guitar was the neck. Not a very inspiring neck, I've got to say. It's a bit chunky. It's not too thick, but it's a little wide. So maybe it's the kind of guitars I'm used to playing, but I found the neck a little weird to get around a little bit. It's also very flat. I don't know what the radius is on this, but it felt quite flat to me. Now, although I'm a metal kind of a player, I'm not really fussed with dead flat necks. They just kind of feel lifeless to me. And this one, yeah, this one kind of felt a bit lifeless in the playing. It played all right, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't real inspiring. You know, didn't make me want to pick it up and play it. That was an issue for me. The neck was just not a lot of fun. Now that might simply just be my personal taste in a neck. You may be watching this at home and have one of these and go, but I love that neck. It's different for everybody. But for me, wasn't great. Wasn't great. The pickups. Well, the pickups were interesting. The neck pickup on clean was not bad. Not bad at all. The bridge pickup, however, really lackluster. Not great. Not inspiring tone. Just didn't get it done. Just really didn't get it done at all. The funny thing about the bridge pickup though was when I started to feed it gain, it started to improve, and the more gain I gave it, the better it seemed to go. Really, I've never quite experienced that before, but clean, terrible. Bluesy kind of sounds, not great. Rock, not too bad. Even metal wasn't too bad. So the more I fed it, the better it got. The neck pickup stayed reasonable the whole way through, but all in all wasn't particularly inspiring to play. And you know, in these kinds of price ranges, even brand new, you've kind of got to expect that sometimes. In fact, if you've got $350 and you're looking at one of these, I reckon you're better off going for, I don't know, a Cort CR50 would be a better sounding instrument in that kind of a price range, or near that kind of a price range. Pickups are fantastic. These were just really lackluster, not particularly fancy, not particularly great sounding, just not inspiring to pick it up and play. So yeah, it was interesting. For $100, well, that changes it somewhat. You could live with it. If you could get one of these for $100 and the neck joint's fine and you can live with the neck, you could put a nice set of even Wilkinson pickups that are, you know, not particularly expensive, and you would have a guitar that you could live with for $100. You'd probably still come under the $350 mark and have a much better guitar than a brand new one. So yeah, there you are. Who's it for? Definitely beginners who aren't going to know better. If you're an experienced player and you like necks in a particular way, this might not be for you. The pickups are not inspiring, so yeah. Yeah, so if you're going to look at something like this, then make sure you get, try and play it, try and look at it, go, give it a good look over, because there is a period of time where these weren't great, and get either side of that and you'll be okay. So there you are, the Epiphone SG Special. Yeah, check it out. Alright guys, that's it for Past Glory today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, rock on guys.